Posture check before you start watching this. Put me down in the background. You don't really need to see my face. Sit up straight, chest out, shoulders back, stand up straight. Whatever it is that you're doing, just make sure you've got a good posture right now. Your spine is straight, your shoulders are back. If you need a good reference point, kind of flex your shoulder blades in together, like I'm doing right now, like that. And then just bring them back like that. Or you can just roll your shoulders back. Bam. That is good posture, right? The chest is out, the shoulders are back. You're looking up straight. Again, you can push your neck in like that as well, like this. That's another good way of just making sure your spine is strong, okay? Don't be sitting there like, oh gosh, Luke Spurgeon uploaded. Put me down in the background as a little podcast. You don't need to see my face. Hydration check. We're going to down this. Go and grab a bottle of water or a glass of water, whatever suits you. I'm going down this water with me. Get it down here. Stay hydrated. Make sure your piss is clear. Demonetized already. Great. Let's go. Ultimate fucking power, bruv. Hydration coursing through my veins. It's tap water, so testosterone's going down. But anyway, you got to do what you got to do. So, are you willing to stick through it even when it gets boring, even when it gets demotivating, even when you are faced with adversity and unideal results? Are you still willing to push through to get what it is that you want? So you have goals in your brain right now. You have goals. As I speak these words, these goals will pop into your mind. You'll instantly think of them. Maybe it's the body goals. Maybe it's financial freedom. Maybe it's a certain level of health, fitness, etc. Maybe you want to lose weight. Maybe you want to pack muscle on. Whatever. You have goals that you are dedicating yourself to. Maybe it's a business. Maybe it's studies. Maybe it's college. Whatever. Maybe it's that girl in the gym. Point is, no matter what business model, no matter what goal that you have that you're trying to dedicate yourself to, if it is a worthwhile goal, if it's a valuable goal, it's going to naturally be quite hard to achieve. That's what makes it valuable, right? It's scarce. Not everybody has it. So the body goals, obviously having a good looking fucking body with the chest bulging is a valuable goal. It's a tough goal because not many people have it. It's scarce. It takes time. It takes discipline. All right. And I'm not just making this to throw words at you. This is important. I want you to remember this because no matter what it is you're trying to achieve, you're going to face moments where it gets boring, like just straight up just boring. Recording these videos sometimes gets boring. I cannot be bothered. It's like the least, I couldn't want to do anything less than record videos sometimes, right? That's just how it goes, okay? But this does not mean that I'm just going to sit there, excuse me, and not get it done. Okay, there's some sort of like flu going around or some bullshit, bro. Why is everyone ill all the time? Fuck's sake, man. Anyway, YouTube, for example. I'll use that as a prime example so you can take inspiration from this because it's not just you. You've probably gone through this before when you're on the gym journey, right? You're trying to build your body. It gets demotivating. It gets boring. Sometimes you question whether or not it's actually worth it. Sometimes you question, fucking fly, whether or not the actions that you're taking are actually going to give you the results that you have in your head. Sometimes you question, am I doing things right? Is this the right way of doing things? It gets like this, and it's part of life. It's a law of the universe, the law of polarity. Okay, it's not always going to be exciting and fun and motivated and like, yeah, let's go. Because when I first started my channel, when I first started going to the gym, when I first started doing anything, getting good with girls, learning how to talk to girls, it's exciting when you first challenge your mind and body to something that you've not done before. That is so exciting. You know, you're full of adrenaline, you know, your dopamine's kicking in because you're pursuing something that is new to you. Got all the good chemicals going through your body, released into your brain. Into the brain. And it's exciting. But then, obviously, inevitably, if this goal is a valuable one, it's going to take a lot of time. So you're going to start up here, really excited, really motivated. Naturally, you're going to go back to baseline, back to normal, because your mind and body adapts to everything. Okay, so it's not going to be exciting forever because that's just unrealistic. Your mind and body will adapt to it. Once you're adapted to it, bam, you're back to baseline. This is where your hormones are at. This is where your excitement levels are at. You know, you don't really get dopamine from recording videos anymore because you've kind of been doing it for so long that it's just normal to you now. This is what you do. It becomes just a job. And I'm not saying this in a negative way of like, oh, you know, YouTube's just a job for me. It's just a chore. Some days I wake up and it does feel like a job. It's like, all right, I've got to do it. Now, obviously, I'm very, very grateful and I'm very, very appreciative that I've worked myself to this point where my job now is just sitting in front of a camera and speaking about my life, speaking about what I've learned. Half the time I'm outside in the sun. That's a very beautiful job to have. However, the feeling is still there, and that's the same with anything. Going to the gym. You first start going to the gym, you get your newbie gains. It's really exciting and fun. Oh my god, no way, this feels amazing. And you get the endorphins from exercise and stuff like that as well. So obviously that's another good boost of momentum. But then again, you'll get used to it, and it just becomes normal. It just becomes what you do. You become adapted to it. Now, in this period where it's kind of like a middle ground where it gets boring, you haven't actually achieved your goal, but you haven't just started. You're kind of just in the middle. You're going with the flow. You're getting used to it now. You're kind of good at it, but you haven't quite got the results that you want yet. It gets boring at some point. You start to get demotivated. You start to question whether or not this is for you. It happens so many times with my YouTube journey. Not really so much with the gym, because I take great pride in just health and stuff like that. So it doesn't really... And I know that what it is that I'm doing, is healthy. It's good for me. So it's not for the gym so much, not really, but just examples out there. Maybe it is for you. Maybe you are quite overweight and you want to lose weight. That might get quite boring, just constantly on the fucking treadmill, constantly running around the park, constantly doing exercise and dieting and all this kind of stuff. It might get boring at some point, and YouTube for me is one of those things. It's like, I wake up some days, feel really motivated, like, oh my god, I've got to let my boys know about this. This is the shit, man. These guys, like, this is life changing. I wake up like that, like, yeah, this is the best thing in the world. I'm so glad that I'm doing this. Like, this is amazing. And then I wake up some days and I'm like, I absolutely love my job. I love what I'm doing, and I'll never not like it. But I wake up just with no motivation some days. And obviously we know that. That's normal, right? That's why discipline is a thing. That's why we talk about discipline so much, because, yeah, you are going to wake up one day and you're just not going to be bothered to do it. I'd much rather sit here right now with not having to exert any mental energy towards you, not having to think. I'd much rather just sit here with the speaker on, listen to some Little TJ, listen to some Pop Smoke, The Weekend maybe, whatever. Just listen to some music and just chill out and just visualize and just sit with my thoughts and maybe induce a bit of positive emotions. I might think about some memories to make me feel positive emotional flow. I like to do that sometimes. That right now is what I'm gearing towards. That is what I crave. I just want to sit here and just chill out right now, right? But at the same time, I've got videos to do. These videos have to be done. Otherwise, the business fails. Gradually, if I just keep making the excuse, I don't really feel like it, so I'm not going to do it. Or you know what, I'll do it tomorrow. If I just kept doing that forever, there's going to be a point where it hits a roadblock and the business just starts failing, because I'm no longer creating any action in the universe. I'm just sat there. So, you've got to understand that, right, when you commit to something new, ask yourself, am I willing to stick this out when it gets boring? Am I willing to stick this out when it gets demotivating? Am I willing to stick this out and grind through it even when I don't feel like it? Yeah, because that's the point. And I think that's why balance is so important. And again, you guys know me, I've never been a balanced guy, but recently I've gone through some spiritual evolution or some shit. And I'm learning the importance of yin and yang. I'm learning the importance of balance and just leveling out your life. If I was only ever all the time, always 100% disciplined, healthy, good, only ever go to the gym, never do anything bad for my body, never do anything, unhealthy or that sacrifices the gains. If I was doing that 100% of my life forever, it would be so mundane. It would be so fucking boring. And part of me would want to just rebel against that. Because ultimately I've just caged myself in a box. I've caged myself into my own box of discipline, of the whole discipline world, of the whole health world. What is the point in being healthy and having a good body and having the gains, having the business, having financial freedom, if every now and then you never balance it out, fucking battery's going to die, with the opposite end of the spectrum? Again, it's the law of the universe. Everything has a polar opposite. Health, unhealthy, right? It's the same thing. Sad, happy, whatever. You get the point. So I think balance is important. If I was just 100% in work mode, 100% just disciplined, 100% on it all the time, I'd never really take a moment to actually enjoy what it is that I've built for myself. I've never actually taken a moment to enjoy, excuse me, the unhealthy parts of life that can be enjoyed. Chocolate. It's not good for you, but I fucking love chocolate. I could sit there and just indulge in chocolate all day. Probably get sick after a while, but I'd satisfy that craving. If I did that, once every 3 months or some shit? Not even that. Like, literally very, very rarely. I'll have these thoughts of, like, you know what? I feel like being a really fucking fat slag. I think that's what me and my mum call it. Me and my mum, every now and then, we have this tradition where we get this curry takeaway. from this specific restaurant in my city in Manchester. I'm currently in Wales right now, but in Manchester we have this specific takeaway. Me and my mum always look at each other sometimes and we say, "Ah, are you feeling like a fat slag tonight? Right? Do you want to be a fat slag?" And I'm like, "Oh, I know what you want. You want the curry. You want that? Let's indulge. Let's be degenerates. Let's be fat and slaggy and just indulge in loads of fucking curry." Every now and then, it's fucking fun to do that. Even thinking about it then makes me smile. That is enjoyment, like genuine enjoyment. Me indulging in those moments, I'm able to enjoy it. I'm able to appreciate it for what it's supposed to be appreciated for, a treat. That's what these things are. You know, when you were younger, right, and your parents said to you, "Oh, you know, you're only supposed to eat that as a treat," or "Yeah, you can have it as a treat." And then as you get a bit older, because you've been told you can have it as a treat for your whole life, you kind of want to rebel against it and you want to just indulge and just be a fat slag forever. And now what a lot of guys do is they continue this habit. They get into a habit of being a fat slag. You don't want to get into a habit of being that. A slag bait basically is a hoe. If for any Americans or whatever watching that don't know what a slag is, it's an English slang for a hoe, for a thought, whatever, right? A girl that sleeps, or just somebody that sleeps around. That's basically what it is. Doesn't have to be a girl. I'm a slag, bruv. And you know, it's absolutely true though. Your parents were right. These things are supposed to be treats. They're not supposed to be things you indulge in or completely cut out. They're supposed to be balanced treats. You earn them and then you get to enjoy them. Yeah, so I think when it does get boring, to counteract that boring period, to counteract that demotivating period, yeah, obviously discipline, go and get the work done anyway, whatever. But if you start to feel a bit bored with whatever it is that you're doing, maybe it's not necessarily the fact that, oh, I've lost interest in the job or I've lost interest in the goal, because sometimes you can question that and think, is YouTube really for me? Because it's just boring me now. I can't really be bothered. Like, is it really for me? I've tried it, you know, maybe it's not for me. Just take some time to balance your life. Take some time away from work to just go and enjoy the moment for a bit. Now, what I mean by this is every now and then, if I'm getting bored of YouTube or if I'm getting bored of just sitting down recording videos, which happens every now and then, I'm going to be honest with you, I love this life and I love what I'm doing, obviously, otherwise I won't be doing it. But every now and then, like anything in life, if you do it enough, it's going to get boring. You're going to get used to it. You're going to adapt to it. And it doesn't have that same excitement. When I hit this point, obviously, yeah, I'm disciplined and I still do the job itself. I still get my videos out here. Right now, I don't really feel like doing this. The sun's out. I could just go and sit in the sun and with the dog and just, you know, sit and think. Just not have to use any energy. You not have to use any mental energy. I could do that, but discipline is required. You gotta get the job done. I've got to earn my chill time. I've got to earn my free time. But then after that, after the task is done, I'll just take some time to just do whatever I feel like doing. Because often we talk about discipline, you know, and you don't do what you feel like doing. Excuse me. Because if I just went around doing what I felt like doing all the time, I'd just eat chocolate and I'd watch porn, I'd play video games and do all the stupid shit. Every now and then, it's good to do what you just feel like doing, as long as you've earned it. And this doesn't mean, you know, go and watch porn or whatever. You understand, you have values you set for yourself and you don't really go against them. But you get what I'm saying. Every now and then, I feel like having a takeaway. Every now and then, I feel like eating some chocolate. Every now and then, I feel like not doing any work for the entire day. But I've got to earn these moments. Now, when you balance your life out like this, when you have this law of polarity in your life, you actually start to find that motivation just becomes unlimited. Because every time you get bored of doing the job, you realise, okay, time to take some time out to just enjoy myself now and enjoy what I've worked for. Because maybe I've been working hard recently and that's why I'm kind of bored of it now, because it's all I've been doing. That's understandable. Let me get the discipline done, get these last tasks done, and then go and just enjoy the whole day. Go and spend some time with the family. Put my phone away, turn it off, and just fucking leave it in my room and go and be present and speak to people for the rest of the day. Why don't I do that instead? You know, why don't I just go and sit in the sun, get a nice tan, and just listen to some music instead? Just no thoughts, not have to worry about nothing. Every now and then doing that is not only good for your mental health, it's not only good for your soul to just relax and take some time away from things. It's good for your spiritual side. But also it actually motivates you when you do start working again, when you do start feeling like, okay, I kind of got to get some work done. You'll be more motivated because you haven't done it in a while. And you can just get straight back in there again because it's like, right, it's like if you don't go to the gym for like 2 weeks, maybe you got injured or something, right? You injured yourself, you can't work out, you didn't go to the gym for 2 weeks. As soon as you are better again and you can move and you're able again, you're going to be so motivated to get back in the gym. It's unreal. I'll go in there for like 5 hours and just annihilate my body. Probably why I'm injured. But you know what I mean? It's that kind of motivation. It's like, yeah, I'm ready to just spend all day in the gym now because I haven't been there for 2 weeks. You know, just keep this in mind because whatever it is that you're doing, it's going to get boring at some point and it's going to get demotivating. You either push through it and you understand that, yep, I want it bad enough. I'm willing to sacrifice my current enjoyment in order to achieve the goal. I'm certainly willing to do that to help you boys and to achieve financial freedom and all this other stuff that I want from YouTube, the YouTube lifestyle. Of course, I'm willing to go for a bit of boredom. Like, I'm a fully grown man, I'm bored, so what? Get the shit done anyway. But also, every now and then, just balance your life out. You know, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. So just remember that. With that being said, coaching is down below in the description, so you can learn to get insane power and level your life up. Whatever it is you're struggling with, I understand a lot of you guys don't have big brothers or masculine role models or fathers to look up to or to speak to in real life about your embarrassing issues, whether it's your porn addiction or whether it's your fitness problems, or you don't really want to seem vulnerable. I understand that. But you have to talk about these things, otherwise you never learn. You only know what you know. There is more knowledge out there that you don't know yet. The old saying of you don't know what you don't know is absolutely fucking true. You don't. There is more knowledge, and you think, because of your ego, you think that what you're doing is right. And there's nothing wrong with what you're doing. But there's more knowledge out there that you could extract from somebody like myself in the coaching down below that would transform, double that energy, and then you're up here instead. Because you've got double the knowledge, double the wisdom, double the experience and energy, right? Very, very smart investment. Money's nothing. It can be made back like that. But the knowledge and the connection that you can extract from this is a very, very smart investment. And I'll see the person who's smart enough to make that investment very, very soon. Coaching's down below. Look after yourself. Bow.